This is what we have to combat. This is what we are up against. And again, this isn't just the Barack Obama policies. We are talking about Republicans in many cases who are rubber stamping these things and pushing them right on through. They are not blameless in this at all. And I want everyone to understand that just because you may check R on the next ballot that is put in front of you, don't think that you have solved the problem. You need to know who you are voting for. You need to make sure that you know the person you are voting for, the person you are giving some of your hard-earned money to in campaign contributions is going to speak for you and is not going to speak for somebody in Germany. Somebody who's going to be looking out for your best interests, not somebody who's actually going to be contributing to the Chinese economy. Because that's exactly what we face. Let me put it another way. How did we get into the problem, the mess we're in right now? And let's speak on a personal and a local level. The foreclosure crisis that this nation has fallen into, the housing bubble that has burst, people spending beyond their means, buying homes that they have no possibility of paying for and keeping, living above their means, and then now the government saying, I'm going to reach into your pocket, and we're going to take a little more. See right there next to that AIG on your check stub, it's going to say your neighbor's house. And there's going to be a little deduction there for your neighbor's house, too, who are living up beyond their means. This nation as a whole and individuals have lived beyond their means, and we are being told now by the federal government that the solution to that problem is to spend more, live more beyond your means. We're going to spend our way out of our spending problem. It is the most insane thing I've ever heard. It's like telling a fat guy whose health is deteriorated, who is really, really in a dangerous predicament, that the best way to help himself is to eat more freaking donuts. Instead of stop eating and going on a diet. The government needs to go on a diet. Instead, they're gorging themselves. And guess who's picking up the check? You are. I heard somebody earlier today, maybe a couple of our other great speakers up here say this, and I found it very interesting because I had planned to talk about this myself. You are not alone. You are not alone despite how lonely you might feel. We are living in an age where we, those who believe in fiscal responsibility, are in the minority. And it might feel as though you are shouting in the wilderness by yourself with nobody to hear you. And when somebody does hear you, they are shouting you down because the media covering the president when he goes to Europe for his adulation parties, and whether he goes to Leno and Hollywood for his butt-kissing parties, and they're genuflecting, and I know it's frustrating, because you see everybody genuflecting at the feet of the president in much the same way he genuflected at the feet of a Saudi prince, and then told you he didn't do it. They're genuflecting at his feet, and you feel like, what can we do? We can't do anything. I can't do anything. I'm just not big enough to combat all of that. Well, guess what? You are one Tea Party of about 2,000 that are being held across this country right now. And they're all saying the same thing. And they are all feeling the way you feel and the way I feel. And you know what? Individually, we can't do anything about it. Collectively, we can take our country back. Collectively, we are the most powerful force in this nation. And do you want to know why? Because we are this nation. Look around you. Look at the faces beside you. Turn around and see people that you've never seen before and realize, holy crap. There are people of every age, gender, race, ethnicity, height, weight, all of whom are different people, but all feel the same way I do. I didn't know that. That is where the power lies, in unity. Nothing, let me tell you why Acorn and Move On and Huffington and all these other idiots wanted to get in our way. Let me tell you why. Because they know that the single most destructive force to their agenda, to the socialist agenda that they have put into action right now and that is gaining traction, they know the single most powerful threat to that is a unified, free, independent American populace. That's what it is. You can change that. That's why we're here. It's starting to rain a little bit. I'm going to wrap it up. I just have one more thing I want to say before we sing together and praise our great nation. A couple of other people have said this, and I can't emphasize it enough. This cannot be the end. Don't go home thinking, yeah, we sure showed them, and think that it's over. That's what the idiots do. That's what the liberal idiots do. They have their rallies, they march for an hour, and then they march their little happy Birkenstock wearing, hemp bracelet wearing, tie-dye t-shirt selves into the local liberal coffee shop, and then they blog about how radical that was, and they think it's over. And then somebody on the other side of the coffee shop blogs back to them and saying, sure was. That's what they do. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a revolution. Listen to my words. This cannot be a movement. A movement, listen to the word movement. By its own name, it moves, then it stops. A revolution gets its name by always coming back around right in your face. The revolution must be revolving always, and right into the faces of the people who put us in the situation we're in right now in this country. Do not let this be the end. Take this message. If you videotaped it, send it to everybody you know. Use technology. If you took pictures, whatever you've got, take this message home with you to your families. Take them to your neighbors. Take them to your work. Take them to your golfing partners. Take them to your poker buddies. Spread the word. Understand that this is the beginning of a revolution, not a movement. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Let's get this thing done together.